So you have Bitcoin. The ultimate trigger for it also is its halving cycle. The reason why it pumped primarily during the 2017 phase was pretty much triggered by that. Similar also to 2020, you had another halving cycle that happened, which coincided a few months after the pandemic, somewhere around May 2020, and then that's when you saw the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market pump as a whole. Hey guys, you've been asking me questions about crypto winter. You've been asking me questions about what's gonna happen to the market. Is this bearish turn already? But allow me to answer first the question about what a crypto winter is. And it's pretty much how previous cycles in Bitcoin in particular and the entire market has followed. So please do know this. Everything that we're seeing right now is still predicated on how Bitcoin has been moving. Primarily because Bitcoin is the market leader. Bitcoin is massively dominant as compared to every other cryptocurrency out there, that what Bitcoin does, everyone follows. So crypto winters, basically, you have a large pump, similar to what happened in 2017. And after that large pump, you see large downward movements. Then, after that large downward movements, you'll see a very, very long period of consolidation. You will see a very, very long period of it not going anywhere, or in certain aspects, there may not be a large amount of interest in the blockchain or the cryptocurrency market as a whole. And if you look at it as a template, that's what we saw in 2017. We saw Bitcoin hit the top somewhere around 19-20,000. We see it drop to around 3,000. Then from 2018 all the way to the massive drop in 2020, it basically didn't go anywhere. There wasn't really a lot of attention going on. And a lot of people could attribute that also to, in 2017, there was an ICO boom. And that ICO boom, if you try to look at it, it was similar in context to what happened during the dot-com bubble. There were a lot of projects that really didn't matter. There were a lot of projects that weren't really as good, but everyone was so hyped about it that when there's hype, a lot of people don't actually study. That's why I've been saying this over and over. No matter what the hype is, please take the time to learn. Please take the time to study. Please take the time to do your own due diligence, because it's your money, it's your responsibility. No one will work harder for you more than what you put into yourself. So that being said, a lot of people in 2017, a lot of those ICOs crashed as well. So you have Bitcoin. The ultimate trigger for it also is its halving cycle. The reason why it pumped primarily during the 2017 phase was pretty much triggered by that. Similar also to 2020, you had another halving cycle that happened, which coincided a few months after the pandemic, somewhere around May 2020, and then that's when you saw the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market pump as a whole. And that's why if you were watching last year, a lot of people were trying to predict, oh, it's gonna hit 100,000, oh, it's gonna hit 130,000, then the crypto winter will actually follow. That's a very, very good template already to show you guys that no one actually knows it. No one has a crystal ball. No one can predict how it will actually go. And please do remember this. Every time you hear people give out predictions on where the market will be, every time you hear people say that, oh, it's gonna go here, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, it's gonna be at this particular price, you don't actually have to follow them. You don't actually have to listen to them, because ultimately, no one actually knows. I've been investing in the stock market for over 15 years now. I haven't seen anyone who could precisely predict where the market is going, because at the end of the day, the market is basically supply and demand. The market is basically pushed by different drivers, and those different drivers are pushed also by different people who are investing. And since different people are actually investing, they have different beliefs, they have different triggers on what will cause them to buy and what will cause them to sell. So going back to what I was saying, 100,000, 130,000, it actually didn't happen. And a lot of people are actually saying now that, okay, since that didn't happen, maybe the top right now, where we are in 2022, is basically as close as we can to the 69,000. And a lot of people are saying, because that was the top in 69,000, maybe what we're seeing right now is just already part and parcel of this long, bearish crypto winter. I don't know how this will prolong. I don't know what's going to happen to this. I don't know what's going to push this. I don't know what's going to be the trigger for this, or how long this will actually be. But what I do know is, if you've been watching my videos over and over, I can't control how the market is doing. Should we be in the midst of all of this? I'm just going to stick to my plan. I'm just going to stick to my strategy. I'm just gonna stick to what I do the most. For those who have been following me, my basic narrative is, number one, I split my portfolio. Positions for investing, positions for flipping. I don't know if this is something that you've heard, but I've been saying this over and over and over because it's so real to me. Positions for investing, if the market remains bearish for a long period of time, then you will see a lot of quality tokens, you will see a lot of quality coins drop cheap, no interest, but that would be a really good time to pick it up. If you're doing dollar cost averaging, that would be a really good time for you to be able to stack them. If you're doing dollar cost averaging, that would be a really good time for you also to build a base. When there's all this talk about people saying that be fearful about a bear market, be fearful of massive drops, please do remember that context is everything. If you're watching this and you're in it for the long term, if you're watching this and you're not in it for the next 8 minutes, but you're in this for the next 8 years, you're in this for the next 16 years, you're in this because you believe that certain tokens, coins, and projects are part of the future, that you believe that we're gonna transition from Web 2 to Web 3, that you believe that the metaverse allows people to actually have assets that people can own, that it gives digital rights, digital property to people, then the future is bright. And drops should not be something that concern you. Trading is another aspect. Trading, in my opinion, should be driven by technical analysis, the amount of attention that you have putting buy and sell signals. So if you see the market go sideways, be relatively not go anywhere for quite some time, you can still draw support and resistance there. Unless you start drawing support and resistance there, then it primarily doesn't matter, because the closer it is the support, closer your area for you to buy. If that support does not hold as a trader, then your entire narrative is just to sell. Your entire narrative is to cut loss because the trade is not in your favor. Or if you are doing futures, that could be a position also for you to do some short selling. That being said, as close as it can be to that support level, that could be an area for you to buy it. And should it bounce, should it continue to go up, that should be an area for you to look for it as it hits the resistance. So sum this all up, does the bear market, crypto winter scare me? Not really. Primarily because I've seen it in the stock market. It's just that in the crypto market, there's more speculation because it's so new. However, it's just the same game. It's just supply and demand. It's just buyers and sellers. Nothing has changed. The psychology of how people think is there. You can change the asset class, but it's the same people who are investing. Change the asset class, but it's still the same people who either give in to either tremendous amounts of fear or tremendous amounts of greed. If you'll sum up everything that I've been saying in my channel, follow your plan, have a strategy, don't give in to your emotions, stick to what you've studied, ignore the crowd, because the more you listen to the crowd, the more you'll actually lose. The more you follow your conviction based on sound principles, based on the amount of research that you've put in, the better it will be for you. And that's why I'll never stop hammering this, regardless if it's a bull market or a bear market or a crypto winter. It's all about sticking to what was your main intention and why you invested anyway. It's all about sticking to the main narrative of why you went into that coin anyway. So should there be a very, very long and very, very winding crypto winter, it doesn't really matter as much, because if your timeline is long, your ability to stack quality coins at a cheaper price becomes really, really good. And imagine this, if you look at how things went during the crypto winter of 2018, Bitcoin dropped to around 3,000, Ethereum dropped to around 200. So those who weren't scared about the crypto winter and just stacked Ethereum at 200, bought as much ETH as they could, where they are right now, please do remember, at some point in 2021, ETH went to around 4,800, even though it has dropped from 4,800 to 3,000, because they built the base, because they stacked, and they bought as much as they can in 2008, 2009, they're reaping the benefits right now. And what's interesting about that is that they're reaping the benefits of a coin that's, in my opinion, one of the best blockchains ever. They're reaping the benefits of something that's not pure speculation, not something that's just a pump and dump, but something that will be there for the long term. Crypto winter, prolonged periods, it should not bother people who've done the research. It should not bother people who've done the time to be able to learn how game changing the technology is. And that's why I'll say this over and over. Spend a lot of time to study. spend more time studying the technology, the crypto, more than looking at the price on a second by second, minute by minute, or hour to hour basis. Because the money is in the research, the money is in the studying, not in the monitoring. Watching it every second won't help you, especially if you become emotional just because of it. So there, I hope that this video was insightful for all of you. I hope that this helped you and this gave you tremendous value. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.